Hi friends, we have completed the discussion of 20 essays by Francis Bacon, starting, you remember, of studies, then of truth and so on. Now we have got another one, our 21st essay, that is of goodness and goodness of nature. The title says goodness, means that is an abstract quality, goodness. You cannot show goodness anywhere, but you can see people with goodness of nature. That is concrete. That is, goodness is an abstract thing, like truth. But you can show true men, like that. You can show good men. Goodness of nature means men who have got goodness in their habit, in their nature, in their character. That's the meaning. Goodness of nature means people who have got goodness in their character, and they express it also. The main points today we are going to discuss. First is goodness means philanthropy. Philanthropy, that is the Greek word. Philia and anthropos. Philia. Philia means love. Philia plus anthropos. Anthropos. You have got anthropology now. That is the science that studies humans, isn't it? Anthropos. Opposite of, anthropos. Philia means love. It's love of man. That's the meaning of the Greek word. Philosophy. Philia, Sophia. Sophia means wisdom. And philia means love. Love of wisdom. That is philosophy. Are you a student of philosophy? That means you have got love of wisdom. Then second point is goodness of nature means an inclination to do good. Habit. You are always leaning towards doing good. Such a situation is goodness of nature. Habit of doing good. Third point is doing good deeds is the greatest of all virtues. You have got many virtues now. Being true, being obedient, being grateful, and of all these virtues, number one is doing good. In theology, and then you become like God, because that is part of God. You want to become God or partake in the nature of God, then do good deeds. In theology, you call it charity. It's doing good. The other is do good, etc. is secular. But in theology, you call it charity. And there is, you can never see, you can eat excess food, can carry excess weight on your head. You can carry excess fat in your body. But there is nothing called excess in charity. In charity, you cannot do anything excess. Whatever you do is accepted. You can never go beyond boundaries. That means you cannot say this, oh, you have done many good things. There's no stop there. No limit for doing charity. There is no limit for doing charity. That is, charity cannot go. There's nothing called excess in charity. Then there can be errors. For example, somebody comes pretending that he is a beggar. Must be maybe quite enough income he has got, but he is wasting his money by drinking and so on. So he goes around collecting money. You give them money, then that is an error that you are committing. In charity, you can commit error, but you cannot commit excess. And then last we can say, goodness is DNA written. That is, it is imprinted in our genetic code. Therefore, what happens, if you cannot do, there are some people who cannot do good to humans. So what will they do? They will do good things to animals. So somehow it has to express. You have to express. Now proceed. Seventh one, I take goodness in this sense. I means bacon. The affecting of the weal of man means affecting on the welfare of man. Do anything for the welfare of man, that is goodness. Which is that the Greeks call philanthropia. That is love of man. And the word humanity as it is used is a little too light to express it. If you say this goodness is humanity, then that is it is light. Light means it doesn't bring out the meaning of the word goodness. But the Greek word philanthropia brings out the meaning of the word, full meaning of the word. But the English word humanity does not. I call the habit and goodness of nature the inclination. So goodness of nature means the inclination, the habit, or a bent of mind. There are people who, when they see an object of pity, they automatically become compassionate. Good Samaritan, good example for that. The other two passed away, but this man put the wounded man's need in front of his need. That is charity. Understand? That is because he had got an inclination. For a person who has got goodness of nature, he is looking around like this. Is there an opportunity for me? Like we say now, about journalists we say, the journalist should have a nose for news. Like that, a person who has got an inclination for doing good, he has a nose for doing good. Searching people who are in need. This of all virtues and dignities of the mind is the greatest. What is the greatest? Charity. Dignities means noble qualities. Being the character of deity. Deity means God. It is the character of God. And without it, man is a busy, mischievous, wretched thing. No better than a wretched vermin. So worm. Charity, you are partaking in the nature of God. If you don't have that charity and inclination, then you are nothing but a busy worm. You got the wretched, miserable, a miserable worm, always busy and doing some mischief. Goodness answers to the theological virtue charity. Answers to means in theology, goodness is called charity and admits no excess but error. You can never say that this is the limit to which you can go. There is nothing called excess in charity. Means you cannot say, now you are saturated with doing charitable works. There is no such thing. It is like the ocean. There is no excess. But you can commit errors. Errors, I told you, no? Some impostor comes to you. I'm thinking, I have not eaten for 5 days. And then you look at him and you don't study him. You say, okay, you take 100 rupees. That is error, committing error. But on the other hand, study him. After that, you give. So in charity, there is no excess but only errors. The desire of power in excess caused the angels to fall. God created the angels and put them in commander-in-chief, Lucifer. Lucifer means person who carries light. Lux means light in Latin. Fer means carried. Ferry service is there. Ferry boat, carrying boat. So Lux, Lux, Latin. So that means, I like it because it's a strange word now. So lux. Lux lucis, lucis. That is Latin words. So Lucifer means one who carries light, and he became the head of the powers of darkness. Why? Because the desire of power in excess caused the angels to fall. It is said that the story goes like this: God created angels and put him in charge of this Lucifer, all the angels. And then God had a son, and then Lucifer was asked to worship him, adore him. Lucifer serve him. Lucifer said, non serviam. I will not serve. Non serviam. I will not serve. Who is he? He is only your son. I am Lucifer. Got punished, and thus he became the head of darkness, the fall of the angels. Why? Because excess power, arrogance, proud. That's the thing. So the desire of power in excess caused the angels to fall. The desire of knowledge in excess caused man to fall. That's another thing. Paradise told everything. God said, don't eat the fruit of that tree. The serpent came and tempted Eve and said, if you eat, you will become like God. Then I will get power. I can be powerful. She ate, and you know the story. So desire of power caused the angels to fall. Desire of excess knowledge, you can say, caused the fall of man. But in charity there is no excess. Neither can angel or man come by it. So in charity there is no limit. Dr. Faustus went after excess of knowledge, necromancy. Finally, you know what happened? He sold his soul to Mephistopheles. And Lucifer and his followers came and took away his soul. Mephistopheles, of course. He was the agent. Like we have insurance. You have got the agents for medicine. So, the agent to catch souls. And he took Dr. Faustus, the soul, because he's craving for knowledge. Now, at the beginning of the play, you know, I am philosophy, I am astronomy, go. But it's a necromancy. That is something. I will have power. Power, everything. And you know that invitation to the most beautiful lady. Was this the face that launched the thousand ships, burned the topless towers of the sweet Helen, make me immortal with things? There's nothing sweet Helen, only there was an image of that. A false image created. He went after that. So there you are. Excess cost man to fall. But in charity there is no excess. Neither can angel nor man can come by it. Come by it means angels cannot do charity, and also man cannot do, means he cannot do excess of charity. That's the thing. Excess of charity. Angels, there is no point in doing charity because they are always with God. The inclination of great goodness is imprinted deeply in the nature of man. That's what I told, genetically loaded. Or DNA written, he said. In so much that, if it issue not towards man, issue means express. If you don't express it towards man, it will take up to other living creatures. That is, if you are unable to love humans, you have to love somebody, and that is animals. You can see some people who remain chronic bachelors. They have pet animals. They cannot probably love a woman. Unable to. But they can love a cat. So they have to. Otherwise, they put tension. I have seen, I know a person who is feeding birds. Every Saturday he will buy a bundle of bread and then break all the bread into pieces and then we have got pots, fill the pots with the bread, pieces, loaves of bread, and then keep it outside. The birds they know the habit of this man. So the birds on Sunday will come there. Plenty of birds they'll eat them. That is his love. Expression of his love. Yeah. So it is towards man. It will take up to other living creatures, as it is seen in the Turks. Turks are supposed to be, according to Bacon, they are very cruel people. To be cruel people, who nevertheless are kind to beasts, animals, and give alms to dogs and birds. They will give alms. Alms means food, not coins, to dogs and birds. In so much as Auspicious, a diplomat, name of a diplomat, reports a Christian boy in Constantinople had like to have been stoned for gagging in a waggishness, mischief, a long-billed fowl. Fowl means a bird, long bill, long beak. So a Christian boy in Constantinople, I say that what happened, a Christian boy, he caught hold of a long-billed beak, fowl, a bird, and opened his mouth and pushed in his mouth maybe some cotton or some stick or something to keep it open, gagging. As people came to know, he was stoned for the cruelty towards a bird. Suppose he had committed cruelty towards a man, some days they may not do anything. But because he committed a cruelty towards a bird, the Turks known to be cruel people, they stoned him. They are cruel and that's why they stoned the boy also. Yes. So, in other words, what we say is, this charity or goodness or philanthropy, which is part of the nature of God, in which you cannot commit any excess, is the greatest of all virtues. It is deeply imprinted in human nature. Therefore, if you are unable to love a human being, you have to, what you call, obsessive compulsive neurosis. What you say, you have to love, express that love towards animals. Here is an example given by Bacon of Turks who are by nature cruel, but they are very charitable towards animals and birds. They give alms, means food to birds and animals. Once it is reported that once a Christian boy caught hold of a long-beaked bird, opened its mouth and put a stick or something to keep the mouth open. When people came to know, the Turks came to know, they caught hold and tied him in a pole and started throwing stones at him. That is something. Hope you are following fine. So these are the main points once again. Goodness means philanthropy. Goodness of nature means inclination to do good or habit doing good. Doing good deeds is the greatest of all virtues. You become like God. In theology, this is called charity. There is no excess in doing good, only there can be errors. Isn't it? Excess in doing good, there can be only errors. And goodness is imprinted in DNA. Therefore, even the turks are, although they are cruel, they express love towards animals. Hope you are following, you are enjoying. Very good essay, you must read it. Because you will see otherwise, if you don't have this inclination for doing good, you are a vermin, a worm. What worm? A busy, mischievous, wretched thing, miserable thing. So let us do good. Bye. But before that, you have wanderless, stay home more, expose less, wear masks more, come close less, stay away more, endanger less, protect more. Times are difficult as we know, so let's put our strength together, let's do good. Let us become part of God. Let's partake in the nature of the deity, is God. Ample opportunities for doing good. You can feed the poor, you can donate TV sets or mobile phones to poor students who don't have these things. You can buy food for old people, isn't it? You can provide daily needs to the people who can't afford it. These are all great things that we can do. There's nothing called excess here. If you want to do all these things, we can do. But still it is not in excess. Best time for doing it. Hope you will you will seize this opportunity and do good deeds, and you create a habit. We create the habits of smoking, drinking and so on. Let all those things go. Banish them to the Arabian Sea. Let us take this doing good, make it a habit. This is the best time for it. Hope you will be doing it. Bye. Have a nice time. Enjoy your